Guys, Jay Lee here. I have another fragrance review for you today. I know my camera quality is horrendous. This phone is not very great, and the lighting in my room is real bad. So apologies for that. But if you're into fragrance and you just want to hear some good reviews, and you're interested in some cheapy synthetic goodness, that's what we're gonna be talking about today. So today I want to talk about the best synthetic aquatic fragrances for the money. So the least expensive but highest quality synthetic fragrances. And the reason why I say synthetic, they don't have to be synthetic, but the reason why I say synthetic is because these fragrances are synthetic in my opinion. But synthetic does not always mean bad. All right, synthetic does not always mean bad. So today we're gonna talk about 3 fragrances in my collection. You know, I'm sure there's much along this line, but these are just some basic fragrances that if you are interested in fragrances, if you're interested in aquatic fragrances particularly, these are really great for the money, really great options. In my opinion, I think these are 3 of the best for the money in that synthetic aqua cheapy category, if you will. Okay, so let's jump right into it. The 3 fragrances are Bulgari Aqua Pour Homme. I know you can't see that very well because, again, my camera sucks and the lighting sucks. But that is a 100 milliliters of Bulgari Aqua Pour Homme. And pretty cool, really definitely cool bottle here. Really cool. Bulgari. You can see my reflection there. So this is all chrome. This is blue. This is Aqua Pour Homme. Really cool bottle. I definitely like these bottles. They're very unique. The sprayer's right here. As you can see, it sprays pretty well. Oh, you can't even see that, but it sprays pretty well. Atomizer is decent. As I just waste 2 sprays, you can't even see in the camera. But anyway, I got a lot of this. This is a good one, Bulgari Aqua Pour Homme. Really good. As far as the notes in it, it has this wonderful seaweed note in it, and you can smell it right away. Well, this one has one of the best openings I've ever smelled. It's almost niche, or niche, or however you say that. I'm sure it's niche. Almost niche quality, in my opinion. Although again, this is synthetic and it's kind of a cheapy. Well, it's cheapy in the sense that it's a designer, Bulgari. The price tag isn't quite cheap. I think this cost me $60, so that's not a cheapy. Like for me, what's a cheapy is $40 and under, like $35 and under. $35 under, that's a cheapy fragrance. So $60 is more like mid-level fragrance. So, but this is really good for the money. Like you should be able to get a very good fragrance for $60. Sometimes cheapies are hit and miss, right? Sometimes cheapies are hit and miss. If it's under $35, you're kind of rolling the dice, unless as far as blind buying, you're rolling the dice unless you've smelled it before. 35 and under you're really kind of taking a risk because there's a lot of offerings that are not that great. And then sometimes you find hidden gems, right? Sometimes you find hidden gems like St. Bart's, which used to be an under $30 fragrance. I believe they discontinued this. But anyway, I'm going to talk about that in a second. So this is a $60 fragrance. So mid-level fragrance, but still, synthetic, cheapy kind of vibe. Really good seaweed opening. The notes here on Fragrantica are amber, aromatic, aquatic, marine, citrus, woody, fresh, animalic, salty, balsamic. And that's what you want in a fragrance. Although I don't know why it says amber, and I'm not sure if that amber is the most. I'm not sure if that means that, or if these are just, no, they're not. They're certainly not alphabetical. So I don't know why it says amber, and that's something that really always confuses me. For some reason, amber is just this consistent note that is always showing up in fragrances, and I never smell it. I don't smell any amber in this fragrance. Zero. I smell zero amber in aqua pour homme. Actually, this is Atlantique. That's why. Okay, sorry about that. Let me find. Yeah, Bulgari pour homme Atlantique is not the same as Bulgari pour homme. So let me Bulgari aqua pour homme. So let me see if I can find Chimney Christmas. Okay, there we go. So there's no amber in it. So that was incorrect. I actually haven't smelled Aqua Atlantique. I heard it's really good. I'm interested to get my nose on that. I did actually incidentally smell Bulgari Aqua Marine, or I don't know if it's Pour Homme Marine or just Aqua Marine, but I do not like that one. Do not get that. I always advise guys, don't get that. Some people out there are saying, yeah, get it. No, it's super synthetic. This one is synthetic too. Aqua Pour Homme is synthetic, but Aquamarine is like feminine. It's just way too synthetic. This one at least smells somewhat good, and the reason why I say it's niche quality on the opening is because the opening is just so good. This has one of the best openings in the game as far as I've ever smelled for aquatics. So good, so good. It has this just natural seaweed note that is banging at the beginning, of the spray, at the beginning of the opening. And the dry down is slightly disappointing for how good the opening is. But, I got it on my arm now. It's still good. It's still really good. I would say the seaweed note sticks with it throughout the lifespan, but it dissipates somewhat on the dry down, which is pretty, kind of disappointing because it's just so good in the opening. But the dry down is good too. And I will say the projection or the performance, projection sillage on this is a tad bit lacking. It's really not even average. It's a little below average, which is another unfortunate aspect to this cologne. But with that said, I still love the smell of this. It just smells so good. You're going to smell fresh. You're going to smell a little salty. Or I shouldn't say salty, more like marine-ish, right? It smells like seaweeds, kind of, almost. It smells like really good smelling seaweeds. Like if seaweed was in a cologne, that's what this smells like. So it really smells aromatic and aquatic and marine. And yeah, I get some citrus in there. Lavender. Fresh, spicy, yeah. Powdery. I don't get much lavender or powder in this, but I'm sure it's in there. Let's see if we can find some notes here. Here we go. Aqua Pour Homme by Bulgari is an aromatic aquatic fragrance for men. Aqua Pour Homme was launched in 2005. The nose behind this is Jacques Cavalier. I'm not sure if he's good or not. I think I've heard that name before. I think it's pretty good, but anyway. Don't really know a whole lot of these cologne designer guys, but I know Alberto Moreles, I think is he's awesome. I know that. But anyway, I'll have to study up on these guys. Top notes are mandarin orange. I don't get any orange. Orange and petitgrain. I don't even know what petitgrain smells like. I don't get any orange really. Or if it's in there, it's really mixed in. I'm sure it's there, but it could be orange mixed with seaweed. But I definitely get that seaweed. Don't really get any lavender, cotton flower. No idea what that smells like. Virginia cedar, woodsy notes, patchouli, sage, amber. Anyway, the blend is good, but to me it just smells like seaweed. Honestly, it just smells like seaweed, and it just smells like aquatic seaweed. That's all it smells like to me, but it's just so good. So if you want to smell like aquatic seaweed, this is a good one. But obviously, it's not like dirty seaweed or like just straight up seaweed that you would, are you just going to smell like a dirty beach or something? No, it smells fresh. It smells like soapy. Okay, it smells like it smells like, let me think. If you were to go on vacation somewhere where there's like I would say like maybe some, you know, Southern Beach or something. I don't know. It smells like the ocean. I'll just put it that way. It just smells like the ocean, like in a really good way. It smells like the ocean in a really good way. So that is Bulgari Aqua Pour Homme. Highly recommend it. It's, to me, this is a crowd pleaser. I can't see anyone not liking this. It's hard for me to see anyone who doesn't like this. I would not recommend the Aquamarine of this lineup. I have not smelled Aqua Atlantique, although people say it's a banger. I'm really interested. People also say Aqua Amara, I think it's called, the brown one, is really good. Haven't smelled that one either, but I've smelled this one, an Aquamarine. Would not recommend Aquamarine at all. It smells feminine, way too synthetic. It smells kind of good, you know, on the opening, the first time you smell it. It's one of those cologne where the first time you smell it, it's like, oh, it's really good, and then after, you know, like 5 or 10 you know, tries or smells or whatever later, you're like, nah, this ain't it. So I wouldn't recommend Aquamarine, but this one I would highly recommend, particularly for a starter cologne. This would be a really good cologne for a young guy. Really good. Although it's got some maturity to it. So it's one of those ones where it, you know, it has youth and maturity blended, and so anyone could wear this and get away with it. To me, it's mostly a casual scent, mostly for casual wear. I don't think you'd really be impressing women. It's not the sexiest scent. I wouldn't say it's a date scent. Certainly not a formal scent. You could definitely get away with it at work, depending on where you worked. But it's pretty work friendly for most work occasions. You know, wherever you work, it's probably pretty work friendly. But again, mostly a casual scent. I just really like the smell of it. I really like to wear it around casually. It just makes me, it kind of uplifts me, makes me feel good. This is a really good one, man. Check this one out. All right, next up on the list is St. Bart's. Now this is kind of cool because I got a little baby bottle. So this is the original bottle, St. Bart's. It's got this cool rope or something around it. You know, like it's got that Tommy Bahama label on the back, which is really cool. You know, again, I wish my camera was better, but this is the bottle. St. Bart's Tommy Bahamas. As you can see, my trash in the back. I gotta clean my room, man. It's pretty embarrassing. But there you go, Tommy Bahama St. Bart's. This stuff is really good. Oh yeah, this is the box to it. Sometimes I keep the boxes, sometimes I don't. I always like this box, so I kept it. Actually, I'm going to start keeping my boxes because, you know, when I order cologne, because I need to keep my colognes in the boxes, which is a smart idea. Keep your colognes in your boxes in another box. So box them twice because you don't want them out in the elements. And if you can, get a wine cooler. Keep your colognes in a wine cooler. That's what I would highly recommend. Keep them between, I think it's 64 and 72 degrees, and your colognes will probably last you an extra 5 years. Anyway, this is Tommy Bahama. Apparently they discontinued this. I've heard, I don't know for sure. I paid extra for this one, but you used to be able to get it for like 30. This is a 100 milliliter bottle. You used to be able to get it for like 30. And again, this is the little baby bottle that I think I ordered this off eBay because I wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to get a full bottle, so I ordered this one. But I like these cool little baby bottles. They're kind of cute, and it's got the little, if you can see it, it's got the little label there, little Tommy Bahama tree there, palm tree, coconut tree, whatever you want to call that, pineapple tree, I don't know. But this one is really good, man. This is another synthetic aqua cheapie. Really like it, man. Just sprayed it on my arm a second ago, waiting for the dry down. But this is just, it's very synthetic. These are both pretty synthetic. All these are pretty synthetic again. This one is probably the most synthetic. Really doesn't have any kind of natural smell to it per se. But I really like the smell of this, man. It just smells boozy. It smells like you get a big blast of tequila. It smells like what do they call that? It's a mixed drink. Forget what it's called. But let's go. Yeah, tequila. Let's go. So lime. It smells lime, C notes, agave, salt, guava, green notes, palm leaf, vanilla, and musk. Citrus, aromatic, green, salty, marine, conifer, sweet, alcohol, fresh, vanilla. So I don't get a whole lot of vanilla. Must be a very base note, but it smells very sweet, very salty, Greenish, yes. Citrus, yes. Aromatic, yes. Yeah, man, that's what this one is. It smells like a lime daiquiri, right? Really smells like a I think they call them machados. Anyway, it smells like a mixed drink, but just I like it, man. I really like it. I think I get a little bit of vanilla in here at the, in the base note, but this is an underrated gem in my opinion. This is a really, really cool little fragrance. Would be great in a hot climate, great for like anywhere south, anywhere in the south where it gets real hot. I mean, this is the Florida fragrance. If you live in Florida, perfect for Florida. I mean, just spot on if you live anywhere in Florida. This thing is, I just love it. It's so good. Yes, it's synthetic. Yes, it smells kind of cheapish. It's not niche, not even close, but I just love the smell of it. It's so limey. It's like lime, tequila, and salt and agave mixed together. Lime, tequila, and salt mostly. Just so good. Really recommend it. Very casual scent. I don't think you're going to be impressing any girls with it, although they'll be like, "Oh, you smell good." I don't think girls are going to, try to, jump on you or anything, but just so good. Very casual. I would say this would be really perfect for like a day, day lunch where you're eating lunch with some friends, or you're going out for day drinks. You're gonna go get some daiquiris, on your day off with some friends or something. Just perfect. Or like a small, house party or something during the day. I mean, nothing better than this. As far as projection, performance, I would say this is average to below average. Sillage, none of these really have amazing sillage besides this Versace Pour Homme, which I'm going to get into in a minute. None of these really have amazing sillage. They mostly stay close to the skin, unless you're outside. If you're outside, then they can definitely hit the air. And that's just true. That's just a general truth for all colognes, is that when you're inside, for some reason, it doesn't project as much as when you're outside. That's just a general truth. But none of these are beast mode. None of these are terrible, but none of them are, amazing either. They're all kind of average to a little bit below average. So with that said, I would highly recommend this one. Again, you could. I don't even know where you can get this actually anymore. I haven't looked it up, but I'm not sure if they totally discontinued it. Glad I bought a full bottle of it. I paid like $40 for it. It used to be able to get this for like $25, $30 on FragranceNet. Not sure how much it goes for now. I haven't looked that up, but I've heard it's discontinued. All right, last but not least is Versace Pour Homme. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, "Wait a minute, that's not an aquatic. That's a freshie." And I'd say to that, yeah, you're right. It is a freshie, but it has aquatic vibe to it. This is a tester. I don't have a cap. I ordered a tester. This one, all three of these are youthful, crowd-pleasing colognes. All three of these. None of these are breaking the mold. None of these are like super unique. These are all freshy, aquatic, crowd-pleasing colognes where, I call them quote-unquote mall scents, where like you go to the mall and you could smell scents very similar to all three of these at any given time. I really like Versace Pour Homme. Definitely a hidden gem in my opinion. Most people from the house of Versace talk about Versace Eros or Versace Dylan Blue or Versace Man Eau Fresh, which also is a very good aquatic. Versace Man Eau, I don't know how to say that, Eau Fresh. I would highly recommend Versace Man Eau Fresh. I don't have a full bottle right now. I've only got a partial decant or whatever of it, travel spray or whatever. I'm planning on ordering a full bottle of that. That's really good. Versace Man Eau Fresh. It actually grew on me. It's a really good one. Although it's, for some reason, Versace, just like this one, for some reason they kind of have crossover colognes. And what I mean by that is, like, this is supposed to be a freshy scent, but it also smells aquatic. This Versace Pour Homme smells aquatic. And whereas like Versace Man Eau Fresh, I've heard is supposed to be an aquatic, but to me it also smells like a freshie. So it kind of crosses over into two different genres, which is usually pretty unique as far as from what I've smelled. Usually colognes they kind of fit into one category, like if it's an amber, or if it's a boozy, or if it's an aquatic, or if it's a freshie, right? They kind of usually only fit into that category. But for some reason, Versace makes colognes that cross over into other categories. So this is an aquatic, which also smells like a freshie. This could pass off for this is a freshie that also smells like an aquatic, whereas Versace Man and Fresh is an aquatic, which also smells like a freshie. So you could really say it either way, which is why I'm putting this in the synthetic freshie video. So let's go to the notes for Versace Pour Homme, which, by the way, is a sleeper cologne. It's underrated in the fragrance community, in my opinion. Versace Pour Homme is basically a younger guy's scent. It's probably, in my opinion, should be a more recognizable scent as opposed to a lot of other scents, because I think it's pretty common. I've smelled it a lot before. Certainly it's not like, Aqua de Gio Pour Homme, it's not that popular, but I don't know. Versace Pour Homme is I'm sure once you smell it, you're like, oh yeah, I've smelled this before, but it is actually really underrated still, in my opinion. A lot of people don't talk about this, but it's really good. Freshy, kind of a / aquatic. So again, it doesn't say aquatic, even though it could be the citrus, the spicy citrus, the green, the aromatic about it, but it just has an aquatic vibe to it. But it also has a freshy vibe to it. Now, I know rose is one of the notes in here. I don't smell rose at all. It must be, hidden deep in the base notes. I don't get a whole lot of spiciness with it either. Really, it's just like, it's almost a blue fragrance. It's like a mix between a blue, an aquatic, and a fresh, in my opinion. It's so good. It just smells so good. This just smells fresh and clean, and it's really good casual wear. But honestly, I think this is a sleeper for, like, going clubbing or going on a date even. I think girls will really like this cologne. But the only downside to that is it's somewhat of a young guy's cologne. It really has a youthful vibe to it. It's not really a mature, settled, it's not really an intimate fragrance, but I believe that this fragrance could and would attract women. But probably more like on the young side of women, or women in their 30s who want to be more young, or who are attracted to younger guys. That's what this cologne is. It's really kind of a guy who's on the move, kind of a player cologne, if you will. But with that said, it's really good, man, and it's kind of an aquatic. Let's check out the notes here. There you go, Alberto Morillas. I'm not sure if I said his name wrong earlier, but yeah, this guy does not make bad colognes. Every offering he makes is so good, and he does a lot of great stuff. Lemon, bergamot, neroli, and rose de mai, hyacinth, cedar, sage, geranium, tonka bean, musk, and amber. Wow, that's a lot of stuff that I don't pick up, but I do pick up somewhat on the citrus. The sage probably mixes in there. Probably the bergamot, but it's in my opinion, it's very unique, and it's just such a good blend. Very well blended cologne, but again, it's not breaking the mold. This is a mall scent, freshy, aquatic vibe to it. Kind of got a little bit of a blue vibe in there, and it's definitely aromatic. But again, just a casual scent, but I think girls will really like this. So that's it for this video. These are my 3 favorite synthetic aquatics right now. I'm sure there's much more out there. Obviously Aqua de Gio Pour Homme. I didn't even mention that because it's just so common, and like I own it, but it's really good. Actually, Aqua de Gio Pour Homme I like better than like Aqua de Gio Profumo, and some say that's somewhat of an aquatic. I really do like the old school Aqua de Gio. The new reformulation of the Aqua de Gio is good, but in my opinion, it's not as good as the older one. But it's so common. what's the point of even talking about it? These three I think are more unique. These three I think are, and again, there's much more. These are just the ones that I have. I don't have a whole lot of aquatics. I think I've got about 4 total. But yeah, so this is just a really good, synthetic bundle here, synthetic aquatic. Again, you're not going to be getting, incredible quality for the price. The Versace Pour Homme you can pick up for like $35 for 100 milliliters. Like I said, Tommy Bahama I got for 40. I don't know if it's still out there now, but the Bulgari Aqua is about 60, but it's, in my opinion, it's worth it. But it's still kind of in that cheapy. It smells cheapy. It's not super high end. These are all designers. So anyway, very good general aquatic bundle here. I would highly recommend any of these. Mostly for younger guys, mostly for guys under 30. If you're older than 30, you might want to look into some niche, or if you just don't have the money, yeah, these are great. These are very good value for the price. So overall, the uniqueness is not, through the roof, because these,